Guide me, O thou great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want no more. Unjongo riemwathani Jesu ndemuge ndiweroine ndemuho thumwene hinya nyitana guoko gwaku we mugate wa igoro honi angoro yakwa honi angoro yakwa. Open now the crystal fountain, whence the healing stream doth flow. Let the fire and cloudy pillar guide me on my journey through. Strong deliverer, be thou still my strength and shield. Be thou still my strength and shield. When I tread the verge of Jordan, bid my anxious fears subside. Death of death and hell's destruction, Lord me safe on Canaan side. Songs of praises, I will ever give to thee, I will ever give to thee. Good evening and welcome to this evening devotion. It's a pleasure to have you here. Sorry about last night. We were not able to communicate properly. There was an internet challenge in this part of the world. But we want to thank God that we were able to do a recording, and hopefully you have gone through it. I forgot to give you an assignment, and I should have given you this assignment, but don't worry, the assignment is going to be there today. We need to learn by heart this song, Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah. So we were supposed to learn by heart stanza 1 yesterday and then stanza 2 and 3 today, but don't worry, you have ample time between now and tomorrow evening, God willing. You have time to learn Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah by heart. So that will be our song. Welcome all of you. I can see those who are already here. Baba Mitch, Karibu, Isaac, Mabasez, Kobia, asante sana. God bless you. Joyce Hannah, you are most welcome here. Helen, Karibu sana. Oh, Reverend Muchina, my moderator. Karibu sana. How is America? Say hello to everyone there. Wamboi Duta, God bless you. Jackson Ginyi, good to see you. Ann Bogwa, I can see you. Eve Kingston, God bless you. Asanteni sana. So this week we are looking at hymns that have impacted on Christianity, and I decided to start on this hymn that was penned by William Williams of Wales. And life is indeed a wilderness. As we pass through life, we pass through the wilderness. And this is what Williams is encouraging us, that through this wilderness, we need the presence of God. Yesterday, we did a focus on the first hymn, which is about the provision of God as He provided manna in the desert to the children of Israel. So William is telling us that God is able to provide to our needs as we journey through this life. So the stanza number 1 is about the provision of manna in the desert. And Jesus, in John chapter 4 and verse 48, says that He is the bread of life. He is the bread that we need in this journey. I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate the manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that one may eat of it and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world. John chapter 6, verse 48 to 51. Jesus Christ is saying that He is the bread of life. He is the new manna. The forefathers ate the old manna of the wilderness and they died. But the new manna, which is Jesus Christ, those who eat Jesus Christ, who is the bread of life, will not die. They will simply be transitioned. They will not die. So today we received the sad news of the passing on of one of the greatest preachers of our time. One person who has had the greatest influence on my personal ministry, a guy called Ravi Zacharias. And if you have time, you can look at, you can go to YouTube and look for his materials. He has been doing apologetics, and I really thank God because of my older brother, Mainge Kubai, because he's the one who introduced me to Ravi Zacharias. And over the years, I have read many of his books. One of his, among them is Deliver Us from Evil, Can Man Live Without God, A Shattered Visage. And so today he has passed on. He has been battling cancer these last few weeks. And he passed on at the age of 74. May the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace. And you see, for him, he has not just died. Because he knew Jesus Christ, death is not an end in itself. It's a transition. And this is what Williams is telling us in this song, that Jesus Christ is the bread of life. And we need this bread as we journey along. Stanza number 2 of this song is about the need. As we go through the wilderness, one of the characteristics of the wilderness is scarcity of water. But this song reminds us that even as we journey along and there is scarcity in our journey, scarcity of water, yet we have the life-giving water that is Jesus Christ. The children of Israel were given water from the rock in the wilderness. Now, Jesus Christ, fast forward John chapter 4, and Jesus is meeting with the Samaritan woman. We all know this story. And Jesus says these words to the woman at the well. Jesus answered and said to her, John chapter 4, verse 13 and 14, whoever drinks of this water will thirst again. But whoever drinks of the water that I shall give him will never thirst again. But the water that I shall give him will become in him a fountain of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman wanted water, but that water, Jesus told her, the water that you have come to this well to draw, you will drink and you will get thirsty again. But I have something much more precious. I have water that is better than the water that you have come to draw. And Jesus said, the water I give, whoever drinks this water becomes a fountain. It becomes a well that brings out water to everlasting life. Now, the children of Israel needed water in the desert. And they were quarreling with Moses. In fact, Moses ended up hitting the rock against what he had been told by God to do. Then the water came out from the rock. This rock is Jesus Christ. Higa na Musa weroine nilio liakwa. Nilio liakwa higa nilio liakwa higa nilio liakwa. You see, God provided water in the wilderness. Jesus Christ is the living water. As we journey along in this wilderness, we are not going to die of thirst. We are going to be quenched. We are going to be refreshed because Jesus Christ brings refreshing. And this song is about the Lord who refreshes us. And so the songwriter puts it that open now the crystal fountain. You see, like the rock was opened, now he is appealing to God. Open now the crystal fountain whence the healing stream flow. And then he says, let the fire and cloudy pillar, because the children of Israel were protected from the scorching sun during the day by the cloud, and they were protected from the chilling desert nights by a cloud of fire. So, open now the crystal fountain whence the healing stream flow. Let the fire and cloudy pillar lead me all my journey through. As we believe in Jesus Christ, we are going to be led through the wilderness. We are going to be protected during the day from the scorching sun, and we are going to be protected during the night from the chilly nights of the desert. In fact, there is a related hymn to this that captures that bit very well, that says that a shade by day, defense by night, a shelter in the time of storm. So, we are protected. We have a deliverer. And this deliverer becomes to us as a shield. He is our strength and our shield. And therefore, we are safe. We are nourished and we are safe. And then finally, in stanza number 3, the song originally was in 5 stanzas, but the most popularized version has the 3 stanzas. The third stanza is, when I tread the verge of Jordan, bid my anxious fears subside. So the question is, who doesn't fear death? Who is not anxious about death? The truth of the matter is, we are all anxious when we are faced with death. And it is only God who can subside, bring down our anxiety and our fear of death. And it is my prayer when that time comes for us, because that is the way that all of us must go. It is my prayer that when that time comes, the Lord is going to come and subside our fears and our anxieties about death. Did you know that it is only Williams in this song who has given us a new title for Jesus Christ? And the new title for Jesus Christ is Death of Death. In other words, he is the one who killed death. At the cross of Jesus Christ, at the cross of Calvary, Jesus Christ became the death of death. And that is what this stanza means, that death of death and hell's destruction, led me safe on Canaan's side. Death of death is the title for Jesus Christ. That Jesus, in fact, you can remove death of death and hell's destruction, put it in brackets, and write, Jesus Christ, led me safe on Canaan's side. Because what has Jesus done? He has killed death. Death has been rendered helpless at the cross. So now all that we have is a shadow of death. The real death is already rendered impotent, because the real death is our separation from God, which came about at the Garden of Eden when we disobeyed. But you see, when we receive Jesus Christ, we receive death of death. In other words, we shall never, never, never be permanently separated from God, because that is what really death is. Wacha hii ingine ya kukosa kupumua. No, that is a shadow. The real death, which is the second death talked about in the book of Revelation, is when we are eternally separated from God. And that is what Jesus has dealt with. He has killed that eternal separation between us and God. We shall never be eternally separated from God. We are going to pass through the valley of the shadow of death, but we shall not taste death in itself. The real death is the separation we have. Sin separates us from God. When we accept Jesus Christ, he comes and bridges that gap. He kills that death, because again, and I cannot overemphasize, death is not stopping to breathe. No, death really is separation from God. And what God does in Jesus Christ is to bridge that separation, so that we can be able to say with Paul in Romans 8 that there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. And we can say, for those who have breathed their last, that they are forever with the Lord. So when we finally get to the verge of Jordan, the death of death, Jesus Christ, will quell our fears, because all of us have this fear of death. So the question is, do you have a relationship with the bread of life? Do you have a relationship with He who is the water of life? Do you have a relationship with the death of death? Because unless you have a relationship with the death of death, then you can only face death with fear and trembling. Because this death, that is the ceasing of breathing, will usher in for you the real death. And the real death is our eternal separation with God. So, come on, Jesus is still calling us. Come and join the pilgrimage, and the bread of life will sustain you throughout this journey. Come and join the pilgrimage, and the water of life will sustain you. Come and join the pilgrimage, and when that time comes and you get to the verge of Jordan, fear of death will subside. Death of death is here with us. Jesus Christ is the death of death. Death for us has been rendered helpless. May it be so for all of us. Guide me, O thou great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Strong deliverer, be thou still my strength and shield. Who is your strength and shield? Make Jehovah your strength and shield. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.